Hello there. Welcome to this channel, where we will be reviewing the movie stories. Today we will see about the movie named Gone in 60 Seconds. I have covered the plot as far as my understanding. Please watch the movie and have fun. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The movie starts with a group of car thieves including Kip Raines, searching for a car to steal from the showroom in Wilton and Weatherly. They spot a Porsche 996 and attempt to steal it, not exactly in a subtle manner. Kip breaks the glass door with a brick and starts stealing the car. At a warehouse, Tumbler and Atlee, who are waiting for them to arrive with the car, are present. On the way back, Kip engages in a street race, while boosting the car, unintentionally, attracting the attention of a local cop, who starts pursuing them. Atlee loses patience, realizing that all the guys are novices when it comes to boosting cars. Kip eventually reaches the warehouse, but the police follow them right up to the warehouse. They have a list of 50 cars to be boosted, and so far, they have successfully stolen 13 of them. Since the cops have discovered their location, Atlee becomes furious with their amateurish approach and urges everyone to scramble all the details and escape from the premises. Detective Roland Castlebeck and Detective Drykoff arrive at the scene and begin to investigate what they have found in the warehouse. Drykoff observes that the group appears to be professional car thieves, since there is no damage to the locking mechanism or steering column, and they have managed to steal nearly unstealable cars. He sees a black glass bulb broken and collects it for processing in the lab. At a garage place, Randall Memphis Raines, a notorious but reformed car thief, leads a kind of dull but peaceful life, running a garage. Atlee meets him, who was a former friend of Memphis, in his car boosting days. He informs Memphis that his brother is in danger. Kip has become quite the car booster, and is running the crew since Memphis left it for good. Now he has gotten jammed up worse, and Kalitri is one of the bad guys, running the show now. Atlee also says that he is currently working in his crew, since there aren't any jobs available for a retired car thief, but he also tells that Kalitri scares the hell out of him as well. Kip is placed in a car crusher and almost killed when Atlee is informed about the situation. Memphis assures that he will be coming to solve the issue. Memphis sees Kalitri and asks for the release of his brother. But Kalitri talks irrelevantly about how he values wooden craft and its warmth and other stuff. Since he is talking irrelevantly, the Memphis tries to settle it by giving some amount to Kalitri, but he takes it personally that he could not deliver since Kip has accepted the deal, and now he is left embarrassed. He shows a coffin made for his brother and starts crushing the car. Memphis fights with Kalitri to stop it, but Kalitri gives him no option other than to accept the task of boosting 50 cars in 3 days, or else his family will be hunted down. Memphis manages to save his brother for the time being. Castlebeck and Drykoff meet with one of the guys involved in the illegal dealing of car keys. He provides some information, stating that 2 weeks ago he received a call for some high-end cars and their delivery dates. Memphis visits his mom, who works in a diner. At first, she is overjoyed to see her son after a long time, but soon realizes that Kip is in trouble. She tells Memphis that his brother looks up to him and has gotten himself into trouble. Memphis explains that to save him, he must do things he promised he would leave behind. His mom urges him to do whatever it takes to save his brother. As Memphis leaves the diner, Castlebeck and Drykoff confront him, suspecting that there were planned car thefts coinciding with Memphis's arrival in town. Memphis tries to evade the accusations by claiming that he came to see his family and a Lakers game. However, the detectives don't believe him and sarcastically warn him that any involvement in car theft will result in a lifetime prison sentence this time. Memphis goes to meet his mentor Otto and asks him for help. Otto, who was a former car thief and trained Memphis during his car boosting days, hesitates to assist him. He explains that he has retired from that life and now focuses on restoring old cars for a living. Initially, Otto refuses to help Memphis, understanding the trouble it could bring him. However, out of curiosity, Otto asks for details about the task. Memphis shares the information, including the time constraint and the danger Kip is facing. Otto inquires about the crew, but Memphis reveals that he has come to Otto, hoping to form one. Realizing the urgency, Otto agrees to help, and they start making phone calls to reach out to their former crew members. They contact Donnie, a driver instructor and former team member, Sphinx, a mute mortician, and Sway, a mechanic and bartender, who was once Memphis' girlfriend. Memphis visits the bar, where Sway works and tries to persuade her to join the mission. However, Sway also hesitates to return to that life. Understanding her situation, Memphis respects her decision and leaves the place, simply happy to have seen her again. While leaving the bar, one of the rival gangs of Kip, who lost their job due to Kip, tries to hit Memphis, but Sphinx gets there in time and saves him, taking care of the gang and beating the hell out of them. Otto has sent him to assist Memphis. Memphis then spends some time with Kip, reminiscing about old memories of his father and family. He tries to make him understand that boosting is not the way to live, that he has lost many things in life. Castlebeck gets the details about the guy who has been taking orders for the duplicate keys from the dealer in order to track him down. At the garage, Downey sees the list and finds the Shelby GT500, nicknamed Eleanor, which always brings trouble to Memphis whenever he has tried to boost it. Kip also comes to provide assistance in the boosting. Memphis gets angry that he is not understanding the situation and thinks that this is just about money. Otto convinces Memphis that they would be needed since the current crew is not enough to pull this off. Kip introduces Mirror Man, an electronic expert, Tumbler, who can assist in driving, Toby, a computer expert, who can hack into DMV mainframes and get VIN numbers, and Fred, the pizza guy. Otto lays down the plan that they have to go old school and boost all the cars in one night, and they cannot play shadow games, as boosting here and there will bring heat onto the gang. The next day, Toby hacks into the DMV and searches for insurance details to find as many cars as possible, while Donnie checks for the other cars at the DMV. Memphis visits the Ferrari showroom, disguised as a businessman, and obtains information about the off-site garage where the cars are stored. The detectives receive a tip about new orders for duplicate keys, alerting them to catch the responsible person. At the pier, Sway finally joins the heist. They track down Tumbler to the garage, and Castlebeck notices Memphis and his gang. He instructs Drykoff to place surveillance at the address where the key orders were placed, instead of tailing them. Memphis explains that using girls' names for the cars won't trigger suspicion in the phone line system, as nobody would suspect it. They start scouting the locations of the 50 cars and take pictures of them. Castlebeck waits in the surveillance van, keeping an eye on Memphis as he checks out one of the cars. He also decides to visit Otto's place to uncover what they are up to. Finally, at the end of the list, Memphis checks out the Eleanor and familiarizes himself with it before the heist. On their way back, Memphis and Kip are blocked by the gang that Memphis previously fought. The gang attempts to kill them, but Memphis and Kip escape into nearby houses and eventually find a diner where some cops are having coffee. Memphis devises a plan to eliminate the gang, asking Kip to do something while he distracts them in front of the diner. Kip ties the car's axle to a nearby truck and then returns to the diner. When the truck guy leaves, the car gets split in half, attracting attention from the cops and getting busted for having illegal weapons. Freb, without Memphis's knowledge, boosts the car from a bar and brings it back to the garage. Memphis asks him why he has boosted a car that is not on the list. They also find a heroin pack in the trunk and get into a heated argument about removing the car from the garage. Meanwhile, Castlebeck also arrives at the garage for a visit. He sees all of them and starts casually, but suspects that he may find something related to the heist in the garage. He notices the call signs of the patrol cops for the night of the heist. Somehow, they manage to convince Castlebeck about the car that was brought in, with the heroin pack distracting him. Memphis tells everyone that no one should make any decisions on their own for the next 24 hours, and to abort the mission if they notice anything suspicious while boosting the cars. Everyone starts preparing for the heist, and Memphis retrieves his old tools that he used during his time as a car thief. They enter the garage and begin hot-wiring the cars. Donnie and Freb, Mirror Man and Sphinx, Memphis and Sway form two-man teams and start collecting the cars quickly. When Memphis reaches one of the Mercedes cars that the surveillance van has been watching, he notices something, and decides not to steal it. He realizes that the van in the photo he took the previous day belongs to Castlebeck, who has been setting traps on some of the cars they are boosting. He then warns his team to be alert and cut off the bait, since there are cops looking out for them. They return back to the garage, and Memphis asks Tumbler where he got the keys, since there are surveillance vans near them. Since there's only 8 hours left before the deadline, Donnie suggests taking Kip and leaving town before they are hunted down. Toby suggests that they have the Mercedes key from the last boost, but it is at the police impound station. Donnie objects, but Memphis decides to be hectic and take them on. Meanwhile, the dog ate the keys, and Memphis asks Toby to get some X-Lax to retrieve them from the dog. The detective threatens the dealer, who provided the laser-cut keys, and obtains information that the order is from Calitri, while Memphis and Sway continue stealing the cars from the list. Castlebeck starts digging up Calitri's past, and finds out that they are planning a large-scale heist. Memphis and Sway arrive at a millionaire's home to take one of the Mercedes, but they find the owner engaged in a romantic encounter, so they decide to wait it out. While waiting, Memphis and Sway start talking about their past, and reminisce about the romance they used to have during heists. As they heat up the conversation, Sway sits on top of Memphis' lap, and starts kissing him, holding the gear stick, but suddenly stops, bringing back the focus to stealing cars alone. The detective's boss warns him to leave the case alone, since Calitri is untouchable, and has connections in high places. Toby and Freb get the keys that the dog ate and crapped out. Meanwhile, Mirrorman distracts the guard at the impound station, allowing the team to boost the Mercedes cars from the station. Memphis, Sway, and Sphinx enter the impound and begin taking the cars out. Castlebeck, while examining the evidence reports back at the station, comes across some pieces of purple glass bulbs that were previously collected. He realizes their significance and takes Drykoff to the scene where the bulbs were found. Using a blue light, Castlebeck demonstrates a trick he learned from old school methods of sharing information discreetly. When they shine the blue light on a wall, they discover the list of 50 cars that were supposed to be boosted that night. Meanwhile, Kip and his friends take a car from a house where a party is taking place, but they are noticed, and the homeowner calls the cops. As they try to escape, they are chased by the police, and Toby is injured when a shot is fired at the car. Upon reaching Otto's place, Kip takes Toby to the hospital, along with Atlee, and Memphis asks Atlee to look after him in case something goes wrong. Castlebeck has a hunch that Memphis will choose the Eleanor as the last car and plans to set a trap for him at that location. However, Memphis and Sway arrive at the spot and successfully boost the car just as Castlebeck shows up. Memphis starts to drive away with Eleanor, and Castlebeck starts calling all the cops in the area to pursue Memphis. They engage in a heated cop chase scene, running into a shipyard and causing havoc as they drive by. Finally, Memphis enters a drainway and accelerates to a speed of 180 miles per hour, leaving even the chopper chasing the car unable to keep track of him. Meanwhile, Kip and Atlee wait in the hospital, admitting Toby. Atlee clarifies to Kip that his brother has left everything he knows, including his friends and car boosting, because of a promise he made to his mother. Kip realizes that Memphis did it all because he wants to do right by his little brother. While being pursued by Castlebeck and the cops, Memphis enters a bridge that is blocked due to construction work. He runs off a climber board and makes a daring jump across the traffic, eluding the pursuing officers. At the pier, Atlee waits for Memphis to arrive with the last car but receives a phone call from Calitri. Calitri informs Atlee that the deal has not been completed and demands that Atlee bring Kip to him. As Atlee tries to distract Calitri by claiming that Kip has escaped, Calitri threatens to kill his brother instead. Meanwhile, Memphis arrives at Calitri's yard without realizing that they plan to kill him. Calitri starts punching Memphis for being 10 minutes late on the delivery and orders him to be shot in the dump yard. While they take Memphis to the dump yard, Atlee and Kip save Memphis from the thugs. Memphis then confronts Calitri and starts fighting with him, while Castlebeck and Drykoff reach the place and start searching for them to arrest. Calitri searches for Memphis to kill him. In the crossfire, Castlebeck is held at point-blank range, and Calitri threatens to kill him. Castlebeck warns Calitri not to shoot him, or else he will face consequences for shooting a police officer on duty. However, Calitri almost ignores the warning and goes for the kill. At the nick of time, Memphis pushes Calitri off the bridge, and he falls down and gets killed. Castlebeck realizes that Memphis has saved his life and has a change of heart. He informs Memphis that he will take care of the mess and asks him to leave before he changes his mind. While leaving, Memphis informs Castlebeck about the pier and stolen cars, so Castlebeck can recover the stolen cars, at least as a favor in return. Finally, Memphis and his crew all gather for a sunny barbecue to celebrate that everything went well. Kip surprises Memphis and presents him with a gift, revealing the dilapidated condition of Eleanor, which he bought with his own money instead of boosting it. Memphis feels proud of his little brother and the change in him, and takes the car for a ride with Sway. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe for more. Your support means a lot and helps us continue creating content. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.